Feature Friday.
The freshest.
This is in that festival that everyone was sort of recommending. It's the Darbar Festival. And these are sisters, Ranjani and Gayatri. They are some of the most, apologies, some of the most iconic siblings.
Renown.
You know, sisters.
Right.
So this is Music of India
Okay.
in Darbar Festival.
Darbar. That's good.
It looks like the Beats logo.
Oh yeah, look.
Oh, they brought a violin. So pause. So you are getting. So you have two tampuras, a violin,
Yes.
a dolak,
Yes.
or a col. I'm not too sure if what he's holding is a col or a dolak. I can't
think
really
it's
tell.
a doll, but you have the vase.
pot. I don't know. Yeah.
The what is it called? Clay pot that they play. That is so cool.
Brother, look at his fingers. They're taped to the gills,
Yes.
especially the tips. Well, I would imagine that's where you hurt the most.
Yeah,
I have quite
definitely.
from tennis. I guess quite blister-prone
Blister-prone
hands.
hands.
So now I look like an absolute muppet, like a magician, because I have to wear gloves when I play.
Ooh,
Which is
snazzy.
so stupid.
They give you a flair, Efra. You look fantastic when you play.
Nothing wrong with it, to be completely honest. It's just I love feeling it. But yeah, so I just want to get a feel, but it's either that or bleed to death.
Yeah.
So go on. It's a call. Nice introduction to the violin. Dude, the choice of the violin is so clean. It's so funny how she basically engaged every muscle possible except for moving the larynx.
Hey,
Isn't that so weird? Like, how do you have that much control, bro?
I have no idea.
She engaged everything.
Everything. And actually, if you pay attention to what it's bulging and actually interacting,
yeah.
it's the veins that come through the front of the larynx. So they wrap towards the front. So all of the efforts actually in maintaining the positioning of the larynx, just keeping the larynx in place. Therefore, the blood pumps further harder in this area because as the air is running out, because the singing phrases are so long, your body is fighting for its life to maintain the set positioning of the larynx. And then you're also exerting so much effort up here in your upper body, in your
It's quite
torso.
physical about singing,
because without the actual physical movement, there wouldn't be shift in the tone. So it's like it's a workout. I understand why you would choose to be sitting down. You know, like, because they sing for a really long periods of time too. Like the training processes, given the fact that we've seen a few videos where we can see where the training process comes from, like how excruciating it is, because it's so delicate in the precision of the note accuracy, as well as the long singing phrases, and the difficulty opposed naturally by the time signatures and the dynamics of the singing phrase. So bro, it's a taxing practice.
Task. I do have a question, and by the way, if you do have any more information, do share in the comments. As I said, I want to be able for people to be able to come to Future Friday and hopefully learn as well, as much as we are. So I'm sure looking at the comments like some sort of forum, that would help. So the question is, what's the relationship between sitting down and classical? Is it because of the relationship of praying? Is that where it comes from? Because all of these instruments are played cross-legged.
And it's like a requisite.
Yeah. So, if you have the answer, come on, mate.
Yes.
I was gonna say, the ice, mate. Can I have that necklace?
I
Would I be allowed to wear it? Could I just wear that type of jewelry? Or does it have like a specific meaning? Did they earn it?
I love their saris. They're so pretty.
The saris is the name of the robes, right?
Yeah, well, the traditional attire. Yeah.
Do you know only? I thought you can just wear it.
I don't know.
I thought it was like only for special occasions, right?
Yes, apparently it's like for really important, like your Sunday best, basically.
Because the material is probably what? I don't know what it is.
Oh man, I don't know. I
don't know
have
what it
so
looks
many
like.
questions.
Silk, maybe?
It could be.
Cashmere? They'll die of...
hot.
Of...
Why would it be cashmere out of everything? It would be so hot.
I don't know.
It would be so hot.
Go on.
You see that singing line there, I would be able to replicate it shifting the larynx. I don't know how on the earth you could recreate that modulation without actually moving the larynx. Just listen to this. That's but I'm doing that because I'm shifting my larynx. How do they do it without it? I can't even begin
Let
to
me
try.
choke you.
Do it.
Just hold the larynx.
Just do it. I don't know how they do that. And actually, if you pay attention,
Maybe you can practice it by talking, but not moving your larynx. But also go talking up, but I just moved my larynx.
There you go. See, how do they do that? But look at this. Look at this. You can even see the muscles engaging, how they bulge in different ways too.
I hope they zoom in. Go and play it.
That's crazy.
Tampura is huge.
You see how it's completely engaged in ways that I had never seen before?
Yeah,
like, look how lifted it is here.
Also,
and you see how the veins, like, they just bulge?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. She
at
is
the
exerting.
front.
You can see her clavicle just showing everything. It's like she's about to do a chest press.
But it's interesting, though, because in the Western singing technique, when you see veins bulging, it's the artery that comes through here, right?
So the carotid. I just made that up.
You made me question my whole life. I was like, what? But is the most prominent artery going through here, and it's actually seen as bad singing practice because it's actually forcing too much air through the tiny little muscles of the vocal folds. But the ones that you're seeing here, they come front like this, right? So it's not actually the arteries engaging. It's not effort that you're seeing. It's actually muscle work.
Crazy, bro.
Here.
Bro, Tampura is huge, bro.
That's so cool.
Full Raga recordings available.
They sound like one voice.
Their mannerisms are the same. Wait, what the fuck?
They're not even looking at each other.
That's interesting. I don't mean to overanalyze, but because they don't modulate, well, they don't sort of shift their larynx. She was looking for more kinesthetic feedback. I mean, they obviously do anchor and look for more sort of, they do exert more physical effort when they sing because, well, as what you mentioned, to create the shift. But she did something about 3 times, so I don't mean to overanalyze, I'm just pointing what I saw.
Yes.
She found kinesthetic feedback through,
here.
Maybe she's looking for the vibration, maybe
No,
she's
I
jaw modulation.
I think the feeling here, it's because right here between this little part here that joins your face with the little tingly part here in your ear.
Yeah.
You could feel vibration really nicely there, but you could also be in complete control of the jaw tension that you might be creating, because given the fact of that there's so much physical work and exertion of energy throughout the whole of the singing phrase, you also want to feel how tight your jaw might get, and this is a really clear, good tactical kinesthetic way of feeling it. You also can get the vibrations from this area down in your throat just by touching the side of your cheek that's connected to that little part of your ear. So you're in like it's a hard way to explain it, but there's this vibration that just goes through, and then you're somewhat connected then visually to what's actually happening and what muscles are engaging.
Kinesthetic awareness, that's what it's called.
In the moment.
It happens, you know, a lot of people do it, especially at a high level of anything.
Yes.
Sports, percussion.
Singing.
It happens because...
Touch your diaphragm, you gotta feel it. Your chest, you gotta feel the resonance and stuff like that.
Matter of fact, I think everyone does this. For example, when you're writing with a pen.
How the pen feels in different
matters,
angles.
If you're playing tennis, if you hit a frame, that's gonna feel different.
If you're playing the piano, exactly in what position you're gonna touch the key itself.
Yeah, and how smooth the transition was.
That's right.
And how little... how little effort you had to exert to sort of shift.
Or how much effort you're willing to exert. So
all of that is kinesthetic awareness.
Yeah.
Again, I don't mean to overanalyze, but it's just something I noticed that was quite interesting. Also, they do have to be quite relaxed for quite a long time because they can't exert that amount of effort continuously because they'll obviously run out of steam. And I think these concerts go on for a little while.
They're long.
You don't want to create any unnecessary tension as much as you're able to withhold for however long these concerts are.
Exactly. I think that's the main reason why we might see them performed cross-legged on the floor. Also, there is this...
I mean, that comes with its own set of challenges.
Yes, but there is this really cool thing that comes from being on the ground that really allows resonance to fulfill its purpose, because you are so connected to the floor, and everything it's vibrating on the floor too. So like all the rhythm sections, every hit you will feel it on the floor. Even if it's a concrete floor, there is a vibration to it.
Giving more kinesthetic awareness.
Exactly. So I think there is also that benefit. But these are just, I guess, educated guesses.
Observations.
Yeah, I have absolutely no scientific backup to any of this.
Before we check out the last one,
yes.
Can you go on Google and just search up Indian classical singing?
Yeah.
Because we do have one more video of some unfamiliar brand new names. Classical music. Because it's obviously Carnatic, which is what we're going to listen to last. Is more of a fusion between classical and Carnatic.
Well, we just saw Carnatic music. So,
yeah,
Indian classical music.
Go on the Wikipedia thing. I'm not saying that this may be the best source, but I guess it's perhaps the best of. It's the classical music of the Indian subcontinent. It has two major traditions. The North Indian classical music, known as Hindustani, and the South Indian expression known as Carnatic. What we're going to look at the last one, I think that this one we just watched was
Carnatic.
Southern.
No, yeah, it was Carnatic. It said it in the introduction of the...
Yeah, he said, right there at the bottom, mate.
Oh, yeah.
No, go on the bottom. The young Carnatic singers borrowed from Hindustani music using Rag Chandra Kaun's spacious shape of colour and uninterrupted devotional song. Well, take that as you will. It's Carnatic, but it's Hindustani.
No,
they're Carnatic singers, but they're singing a Hindustani piece.
The other way around.
No.
They said borrowed.
The young Carnatic singers borrow from Hindustani music.
That's right, borrowed. So that means they originally sing Hindustani style, but they're singing a Carnatic piece. They're borrowed.
No. They're Carnatic singers, and they're gonna sing a Hindustani piece.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
Isn't that what that sentence means?
I don't know. My brain is not working with me anymore. I lost
What
it.
does this sentence mean?
Okay.
Well, again, this is quite cognitively challenging. The whole podcast, I have to say. So if we do seem a bit off, that's what it is. What the young Carnatic singers borrow from Hindustani music. Does that mean that they are Carnatic singers singing Hindustani music, or does that mean that they're Hindustani singers singing Carnatic music?
Oh my god.
That's like you guys are flagged. I think it means what I think.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go with
I'll
that.
go with my interpretation because I'm always right. Is the classical... Okay, these traditions were not distinct until about the 15th century. During the period of Mughal rule of the Indian subcontinent, the traditions separated and evolved into distinct forms. Hindustani music emphasizes improvisation and exploration of all aspects of a raga, while Carnatic performances tend to be short composition based. Okay, fair enough. Actually, that's great.
However, the two systems continued to have more common features
than differences. Fair enough. I mean, that would probably make more sense. That's a good. If you look at the previous piece, not the one we just checked out now, lots of exploration.
Yes, indeed.
This one felt more like it had a score behind it.
Yes.
The other, same as Mahesh in the first piece, it is exploration with some introductions of structure given the piece. But the song itself is only 4 minutes long.
That's right.
But his performance is 11. So lots of exploration of the whole meaning of raga and tala. So Indian classical music has two foundational elements, raga and tala. The raga, based on a varied repertoire of swara, notes including microtones, forms the fabric of a deeply intricate melodic structure, while the tala is the measure of the time cycles.
Which is frigging nuts.
So that's how we should refer to it from now on when we're talking
tala.
about the time signature and the time exploration and elasticity. It's just the tala. The raga gives an artist a palette to build a melody from sounds. I think they should mention that is fucking highly structurized.
And it's absolutely insane.
Bound by the Lord.
Yeah.
While the tala provides them with a creative framework for rhythmic improvisation using time. So I would, in Indian classical music, mate. In Indian classical music, the space between the notes is often more important than the notes themselves.
I agree.
And in traditional skews, Western, and it traditionally eschews Western classical concepts such as harmony, counterpoint, chords, or modulation.
Yeah.
I think we should have started the podcast reading that. But anyways,
It's never too late to learn.
well, you're looking at a one shot, one take type of shit. So
I have to be completely honest. The idea of having two isolated disciplines that come together in one singing phrase,
yeah,
it's completely nuts. Of course, yeah, we work in that manner in the West too, but it's not that. They're not isolated items. They kind of work together. You don't think, okay, this singing phrase, it's completely bound by triplets, and it has 7/16 and 16 notes, and it has. Only if you're looking at the score, you would think mathematically according to that, and even then, you kind of like not avoid it, but it becomes cohesively one with the melody, right? So you never really think about the tala of the singing phrase, like you don't really. That's not a thought process, and it's such an isolated item to this discipline.
yeah. Well, I guess you kind of do in much more orthodox music, and I think that's probably the only similarities that they share. Is that you look at kind of the musical composition and then the time signature of it, but you never do it in this type of depth for sure. I couldn't agree more.
It's just so detailed, dude. It's so detailed.
Do apologize if this isn't the best structurized, and perhaps I don't know what to say, because I also want to try. We want to try our best. But you're kind of seeing the organic, and I think that's why a lot of you guys tune in.
You're embarking in the discovery journey. This is the most, honest discovery of all.
I just hope it's enjoyable to watch, and because it is a blast for us.
Yeah,
but
it is awesome.
We can't be selfish and just kind of focus on us, because it's only thanks to you that we're kind of discovering all this amazing stuff. But anyways, let's go into.